And AM Construction, 734-417-0777, Al Hobbs. Guaranteed no gimmicks, the accuracy you can expect from a professional. Al's a good guy.
Master Shingle
Applicator. Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty nice, right?
Yeah.
That's fancy. All right, 734-417-0777. Pretty easy to remember, right? Okay, so let's talk about Kavanaugh real quick, because that kind of all just disappeared, right? Mm-hmm. After all the abuse the Democrats and the media put him through, nobody went to jail for lying.
And now they've got their guy on the bench anyhow. Kavanaugh. He's voting with Roberts, right? Yeah. So what'd we get?
Yeah, and
I think we were duped.
And he's not
fight real hard for him, Republicans. Fight real hard for him.
I think he'll be where he needs to be. I mean,
okay.
He's just following the law, right? I know he wasn't.
Seems like it.
Some people weren't happy with him, but
yes.
I think he's following the Constitution.
It seems
That's
like
his job,
Yep.
right? Doesn't always mean I'm happy with it.
Doesn't make us happy, but I have looked at some of his decisions. I thought, I could see what he means there. And that's what we pay him for. We pay him to make the decisions, not us. I'm not a lawyer. That doesn't seem right, but he's, we'll see.
Well,
the Federalist Society recommended him.
Right. Well, Christine Blasey Ford, the lady who was the one claiming that he raped her.
She claimed a lot more than that.
She did. And she never got charged with anything for any false information. Nobody did. And that's
lying to the FBI?
Lying to the
FBI out of both sides of her mouth.
Right.
Intentionally.
Well, now
she had intent.
Yeah. Now it comes to light from her own lawyer who said, this wasn't about that rape or anything else. It was about trying to destroy Kavanaugh because they were worried about Roe v. Wade. Right? Mm-hmm. Derek, do you have that first track ready? This is Christine Ford's attorney talking to a group and making an admission. Go ahead.
Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation was rocked by allegations of misconduct. Back then, his accuser claimed it was her civic duty to come forward. Remember this?
I am here because I believe it is my civic duty to tell you what happened to me. My motivation in coming forward was to be helpful and to provide facts about how Mr. Kavanaugh's actions have damaged my life so that you could take into a serious consideration as you make your decision.
Well, now, newly uncovered video of her lawyer is raising some questions about that testimony.
He will always have an asterisk next to his name. When he takes a scalpel to Roe v. Wade, we will know who he is, we know his character, and we know what motivates him, and that is important. It is important that we know, and that was part of what motivated Christine.
All right, so that was the whole motivation of Miss Ford to get up there and lie and try and tarnish Judge Kavanaugh, just to stop or at least put some kind of a shadow on any decision coming on Roe v. Wade. I don't know that we're going to have an overturn of Roe v. Wade, do you?
Even if we did and it went back to state laws, you'd still have abortion. You'd have abortion in California, New York, Illinois.
Yeah, all the liberal states. And that's what I wanted to say.
It wouldn't be forbidding abortion.
Right. It puts it back
to
to
the
the
wouldn't
state.
be telling the states they couldn't have a limit on abortion.
Right.
Those states
because
want to.
Via the
Michigan, go ahead.
Via the Constitution, there is no right to abortion, folks.
Right.
That's not in the Constitution.
And the state Constitution of Michigan forbids it.
Yeah, there you go.
So, that would go back into effect, and then, of course, it'd become up for attack. But nonetheless.
Yeah. I mean, it should be at the state level. Your community decides. If you live in a liberal community like California where you want to destroy babies, that's on you, right? Mm-hmm. If you're in the Midwest, Iowa, Indiana, Michigan, you may not want to kill babies. In that case, the law will protect babies.
Or sell them.
Or sell the parts.
Yeah,
right?
Remember I was telling you about what's this guy's name? DeFio. He's the guy who was videotaping meetings with, he was purported to be somebody who wanted to buy body parts from Planned Parenthood. And STEM Express CEO, the STEM Express CEO was on testifying because they were being asked, in these videos, how much for parts and everything. Well, they're testifying against the guy who took the video and a guy named Deleton. So Deleton is on trial now for having recorded these conversations with the people selling the body parts. And They're saying he didn't have the right to do that. He violated the law. And he's saying his argument is the law says that if anybody could reasonably overhear this conversation, I have a right to record it. Obviously, the waiters, people in the next booth, heck, I find the next booth's conversation very interesting sometimes.
Yes.
I heard a state Supreme Court justice sitting next to me in Hobbs once, and I was just listening to him left and right. So anyways, anybody can hear anything, so that's his defense. And then he's saying, you said this and that, and they're saying, no, we did not say that. He's, well, let's listen to the tape I made that you're trying to suppress. And basically it comes down to where they are selling beating baby hearts. They're selling, I'm sorry, folks, I don't mean to gross you out here, but this is important you know this stuff. They're selling intact baby heads. In some cases, they're selling, it appears that they were dealing in parts that could only be delivered if the baby was taken out of the womb and killed postpartum.
Ugh.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you need to know about this, folks. This is what these killers are doing. This is the abortion debate. This is where we're going.
I firmly believe, and go ahead, you can call me tinfoil Gary if you want to. I firmly believe that other than just stem cells, they have found or are using baby parts.
Cosmetics.
For cosmetics or maybe in rituals or I don't know what. But something is bothering me.
And research.
And research, whatever. But I think they've discovered now, right? They can take fat cells and turn them into stem cells. Wasn't that recently?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They figured that out, and it's cheaper and easier than trying to get cord blood and all the rest of the stuff. It's easier. So there's something else going on with baby parts, and it's disgusting. And people need to say, you know what? Enough is enough. Give the babies their due. They're human beings. They have a right. They have as much right as any woman who's demanding the right to kill them.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Folks, if you're interested in this, Google Center for Medical Progress. It sounds like a left-wing organization, but these are the people who are doing the video. Okay? And that you can read more about this court case and see for yourself. Center for Medical Progress.
All right. So since we're talking about the hypocrisy of what I consider abortion and whatnot, Will Witt from Prager University does some really good videos getting out on college campuses and that sort of thing. And so he wanted to kind of get people's feel, these young millennials and Generation Zers, take on abortion. And he did it kind of odd by talking about eagle's eggs. Oh. Derek, do you have this second track? Go ahead. It's about 2 minutes, but it's worth it every minute of it. Go ahead and play it.
Europe is committing suicide. How did this happen?
That's not it. No, that's a different one. Maybe I gave.
Well, I'm curious about what that was.
I think it's on that same page or somewhere in there. But anyways, so he's going out and he's got a petition and he's asking these young people, hey, would you sign this petition to save eagle eggs, to make more stringent laws to save the eagle's eggs? And all these young people are, oh, absolutely, we'll sign the eagle eggs. Let's sign the petition.
Save the eagle's petition.
He goes, oh, and then I've got the second petition, if you wouldn't mind. This is to save the babies, unborn babies. And all of a sudden they're all like, oh, no, I don't believe in that. And he's like, you believe in saving eagle eggs, unborn eagles, but not unborn babies? Oh, then the pathetic excuses that come out is just astounding.
Woman's right to choice. The egg's already out of the womb.
Yes. We've got consciousness. I'm like, you're right. We have consciousness. Yes. That should be an argument for saving the babies over than eagle's egg, right?
Exactly.
And it's just astounding the way this comes out.
It's sad. It's very sad.
It is sad. And these are women, young women, right, talking about it. And oh, you got it? Here we go. Go ahead and play it.
See how it goes. We have a petition to stop the killing of eagles, like eagle eggs. People disturb them or they destroy them. These eagles haven't been born yet. Like, they have rights, everything. Like, we don't think that they should be harmed or there should be harsher penalties for those kind of things. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. If you guys agree, we have a pen right here.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
Don't kill eagles.
Yeah, don't kill eagles, right? Eagles have rights too. So here's a pen.
Eagles are people too.
Yeah, eagles are people too.
What about people?
Printed I signed
That's fine.
it. It's
fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, double signature is fine.
I had like 3 White Claws today. Oh my god, how fun!
Perfect. All right, now you sign it. And so I didn't know if you guys would want to sign for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Best of luck. I hope
You saved the eagles.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And we actually, let me just talk to you real quick. We have one other petition about stopping the killing of humans too.
Oh my God.
Like babies. Stop the killing of babies.
I hate
Like
killing
you-
of babies.
Right? Like you hate abortion? We want to protect their rights too, even though being like unborn.
Wait,
So no, if you would
I
want
don't
to.
agree with that.
You don't agree with that?
No, I'm pro-abortion. Sorry.
Oh, fair enough. Why do you?
Is this awkward now?
Oh, no, I
Like-
don't agree.
You don't agree?
I fully support abortion.
Why do you support not the killing of unborn eagles, but the killing of unborn children?
I think it's the mother's decision.
I feel like anyone can make their own decision about their body.
I think because there's specific, rape isn't considered when you're talking of, eagles aren't raped.
I think that's true.
A human woman should have more rights, probably, than a bald eagle. Yeah.
Okay.
Abortion.
Thanks.
But babies are gross.
Say babies are gross.
Yes. Well, it's just like, you know what it does to your body? You're not a woman, so you'd have no
dear
idea.
God, please
There's
protect our
precautions
country.
against that.
There are.
Yeah,
There are.
2019. Take birth control. Use condoms. Yeah.
A lot of things get overlooked when we're talking about people because we have consciousness.
Yeah, fair enough. Do eagles have consciousness?
I don't know. I've never talked to an eagle.
That's fair.
I don't think eagles have a lot of opinions.
I don't think so either. That's okay. All right, guys, we just finished up here, and we found that a lot of the people who we talked to at the beginning of our interview with them didn't really like us at the end of our interview with them.
Dear God, protect our land. I mean, these are the future adults. You know, they can vote
amazing.
already.
Isn't it amazing
Yes.
that you could literally a flying chicken, an eagle, right, or whatever,
Yeah.
is more important to these young millennials and Generation Zers than a human baby.
Well, you know,
What are we doing in our society, in our school system, that we're teaching young people these kind of values? I want to blame somebody. Who do we blame for that besides ourselves? Because I know each of us as a parent, maybe we failed. I don't know. I think
sorta
my
like
son
Lord of the
values
Flies.
life.
It's sort of like Lord of the Flies, man. These kids are growing up in a university where there's no moral teaching whatsoever, so they're all trying to figure it out for themselves, and they're getting it all grossly wrong. You know?
Yeah, just the one young girl the one that was talking gross is the one that had enough common sense to say use condoms, use protection. She had that part down, right? But she couldn't make the moral judgment that, you know, if there is a mistake, abortion's not the answer.
Well, they used to say, make abortion rare, right? Make abortion rare. And now you got Bernie Sanders. You know, who is saying, oh, no, we want to use that for population control. As if we need population. You remember, who Thomas Malthus was, right?
Yeah.
That's what we call the Malthusian solution. Mm-hmm. He says, overpopulation, a whole movement of people in the 1800s, overpopulation is going to kill the planet. It turns out we got more than enough room. In fact, we have so few people here due to abortion, we're having to bring in people from Mexico to do the work Americans can't do because they've been aborted.
Right. Yeah, I've got friends who call themselves conservatives who are very pro-abortion. And they always use the future shock. I don't know if you ever read that.
Oh, yeah, Alvin Toffler.
Where they talked about it's the lower crime rates are because we've aborted so many criminals, right? And I'm thinking
that's eugenics.
That's eugenics,
yes.
Right? And when Bernie said that this week, I was like, they just went overboard. They're out there. They're letting it fly now. You can see everything that Democrats are. They're just out in the open about it, and they're not worrying.
In particular, the people they were aborting that they're talking about, the class of criminals, was the black population.
Yeah.
So it's a racist notion there also.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Bernie to say, because he was go ahead and saying, third world countries are overpopulating. We're going to use abortion then, and we should pay for it as a country. It's our job to pay for the abortions of the third world. I'm like, and yet you're also advocating to bring in those third world people here, Bernie.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? Where's the?
He's never held a job in his life. He sponged off the dollar off the American teat. I can say that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been sponging off of that his entire life, folks, except for even during the time he went to get married in Moscow behind what was then the Iron Curtain. And the guy really is a communist, people.
I'm sure he got money from them as well. You want to talk about Russian collusion? Let's go back to the days when Bernie was over there. Who paid for his honeymoon in Russia?
I think the KGB still has